of all, Formula V6 Asia. He's coming off a great weekend in Chengdu in China, where he dominated all proceedings. So can he do the same here again?
Yeah, we had a great race in Chengdu. We managed to pole position and win both races. Took the lead of the championship. So we're obviously hoping that we can do the same kind of thing again here. I'm sure the other guys will be quick. It's any championship you lead in, and anywhere you race in the world, it's always tough to win championships and tough to win races. So the person who wins the races is the guy that deserves it normally, unless something happens. I'm sure these guys will be pushing me. They want to win the championship as much as I do. I'm feeling pretty confident that we can get quite a good job done this weekend.
So what do you normally do before a race starts?
Just try and focus really, just try not to talk to too many people, try not to take away concentration too much, just keep focused about an hour before the race. Yeah, I don't really do anything too special, just try to keep my brain rested and my body rested, and take on fluids, so just so you can concentrate, just so you've got that hour for when you're in the car that you're totally focused. And yeah, so just try not to do too much really.
Do you have any exercise routine before you actually start a race weekend?
I've got a personal trainer in Australia, so I kind of like train, and I'm on a special diet and all this kind of stuff. I've been seeing my personal trainer for a few months, so she tells me what I should be eating on race day and what I should be drinking, the amounts I should be drinking, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's quite a strict diet actually that I've been on for the last few months. So yeah, so it's quite important.
When you started racing, how do you get involved? Who else was anybody in your family that was involved in racing that got you into it?
Yeah, my dad used to race in Formula Ford. He just did a few races he never had the budget to go racing properly. So basically, and then I came along, and I guess he sort of thought he'd live out his dream through me. So yeah, so then I basically started in karting when I was 9 years old in England. Won 5 karting championships along the way, and then moved up to Formula Ford, and then took the usual route to try and get that.
So is it more of him pushing you to race to be this good, or is it more that you have natural ability?
No, to be honest, I come from a family where we're not a wealthy family. Most people involved in motorsport are from a wealthy family, and it's kind of been, to start with, it was my dad bought a go-kart and we went karting for fun, but I'd say probably from karting I kind of like went out and got jobs and paid for my Formula Ford, and then my dad's helped me as much as he can. My family have done everything they can, but the kind of sums you need, the kind of sums of money you need to go racing is just crazy money. So I basically had to work really hard to get sponsors and moved away from home. I'm actually living in Australia for this year, where my sponsor is based. Yeah, kind of it's really tough, and I think I've worked actually quite hard to get where we are today, really. Yeah.
What do you think of the season? What do you think of Formula V6 now? And what have you got planned for next year?
Yeah, no, I think Formula V6 is a great series. It's good to. I've had basically 4 years in Formula 3 and won 2 championships in Formula 3. It's quite hard to make that next step out of like Formula 3 because it's a big step. You need a lot more sponsorship to be able to afford to go to the next step. I think Formula V6 is a good place. It bridges the gap between perhaps the next big step, say Champ Car or GP2. I think it's like a good stepping stone towards them before you get there away from Formula 3. Our plan for next year is we're planning to race in Champ Car for next year. I tested 2 weeks ago in Sebring on an official Champ Car day with all the big guys, with all the big boys there. So it was quite a baptism of fire for the first test out, but it was good. We had like a 2-day test. I think we did quite well. The team seemed quite pleased. I've been invited back in January for a shootout with a few other drivers for the second seat with Conquest in Champ Car. So the plan is that we try and get a bit more experience in a car that's quicker than a V6 or Formula 3, just so when I head into the shootout at Indianapolis in January, that we're prepared and we can get the job done and get the drive for 2008.
How was it then? You finished your you won the British Formula 3, right? And then how did you get to know Peter, and how do you get to know about the V6?
Well, last year I competed in Asia, so I won the Asian Formula 3 series. I competed in like England in 2004 in the national series. But just basically through the connections from the Asian racing I'd done before, basically, I knew about Meritus. They had like a good reputation, and I know they've won a lot of championships and things. I'd heard of them, and I was quite keen to come into Formula V6 because I wanted to try and drive a car that was quicker, try and broaden my horizons and try and bridge the gap between trying to do Champ Car for 2008. So this was like really good for me because it's a faster car. more grip than the Formula 3 car and a different driving style, more suited to Champ Car. So when I heard that Peter Emeritus ran a team in V6, just basically, yeah, I was just very keen to get in the car to get more experience in a quicker machine.
James Winslow of Great Britain. He likes to win and he isn't slow.